What's up, wise guys and gals? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Eats podcast. Today, I'm going to be featuring another edition of a segment I like to call This Day in Diet History. For the last 10 years, I have journaled every meal and every workout and want to bring that history to life by sharing stories from diets past and compare with my lifestyle habits today. The goal here is to provide some nutrition tips, entertainment, and hopefully some motivation for anyone looking to improve their health and fitness. If this day in diet history can move you one step closer to achieving your fitness goals, then it's my pleasure to present it to you. The bottom line is that I used to be extremely unhealthy. I abused junk food, drugs, and alcohol until I ballooned up to 270 pounds. Now I'm in the best shape of my life and want to inspire others by providing a glimpse into my transformation over the years and share the ways I was able to get it done. I'm a guy who has lived on both ends of the health spectrum and want to let everyone know that if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm by no means perfect, but have reached a place where healthy diet and exercise are non-negotiable aspects of my life and want everyone around me to have that same gift. With that said, let's get to the show. It's time to wise up.
I've always loved Hawaiian pizza. I love Hawaii. I'm probably going to die there.
Well, aloha, mahalo, and welcome to another episode of Wise Eats. Spring is here. I'm doing very well, and I hope you are as well. I recently got back from a trip to Maui with my wife. My tan is long gone because we're back in the frigid temperatures of Michigan, although it is getting a little bit warmer around here. We hit above freezing for the first time in like 6 months recently. For our trip to Maui, it was negative 20 at the airport here in Detroit, and we flew into 75-degree and sunny Maui. So the trip was absolutely phenomenal. We had an amazing time. My apologies for the extended layoff for the podcast. It's been a busy time. Getting into my last semester of graduate school, working hard, training hard, keep things going. But I do want to talk a little bit about our trip. You know, it was a fantastic time. We got to see the sunrise on Haleakala, got to swim in the ocean every day. The most beautiful scenic drives that you could ever imagine if you've ever been to Maui. I highly recommend it. Everywhere you drive, you got ocean on one side, mountain on the other side. And it was just fantastic, a fantastic trip. And I actually made a highlight video for anybody who's interested to see some more Maui highlights. That's on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that in the show notes for this episode.
We're on our honeymoon.
Oh, how sweet. Yeah. Honeymoon in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's so original.
We actually got a lot of rain out in Maui, which was a little bit of a surprise, but we still had plenty of sun. We got to see a ton of whales, which was super cool. We had never seen, whales like that before. They just pop right out of the water. It was phenomenal. The condo that we stayed at, the sea turtles were swimming right up on the ocean there. It's just it's a magical place. And although it was a relaxing break from my normal routine, I still made it a goal to stay on my diet and workout regimen as much as possible on the trip. Obviously, the goal for vacation is to relax and unwind, but that doesn't mean that it's time to throw all your fitness goals out the window either. So today I want to share some diet and fitness tips that I took away from this trip that you can apply to your travels in life, not just for vacation, but in all areas of your life. But before I do that, let's turn the clock back 7 years for another edition of This Day in Diet History. Back in May of 2012, I went on a Vegas vacation with a group of friends and want to illuminate my habits back then and compare with today. If you're checking this out on YouTube, you're in for a treat because I got all these old pictures from this trip, and It was just ridiculous. And usually what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but today I'm being totally transparent because I want to help you overcome your demons just like I did. So this trip to Vegas was 3 years following my initial 90-pound weight loss. I was eating healthier in general, but still drinking alcohol way too much and not being consistent with my training. I was on my way to being healthier, but by no means there. And on this trip, I made mistake after mistake and unwise decision after unwise decision.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine.
One new habit that I did pick up on this trip 7 years ago was I packed some fresh fruit and nuts to have on the plane as a snack, but that was really the only healthy thing that I probably did for myself on this vacation.
Hey guys, check it out. Lay's.
Yeah. The second we got off the airplane, we got laid.
Okay, so if you're following along on YouTube, you can see the actual physical written journal entries that I had from this trip. I'm just going to quickly run down a bunch of the meals. Okay, so we have Philly steak at the airport, oats, protein, fruit, nuts. Obviously, that was what I packed on the plane. So I was trying to be healthy for a day. I had beer that night, Nathan's Philly ice cream, some Moet. We went clubbing that night. Oh, boy. God, I can't even imagine. But, yeah, I am not the club type ever. But, hey, we did it that night. Living it up, I guess. Nuts, fruit. Texas de Brazil, awesome restaurant. Shout out to them. We stuffed ourselves to death. I mean, I was dead after that meal. Then we went to an Irish pub, obviously drinks. BJ's Pizza. Shout out to BJ's Pizza in Vegas. I don't even recall that at all. Deep fried Oreo, deep fried Twinkie, deep fried banana. Dairy Queen. That was that? Oh, wow. I had Dairy Queen while I was in Vegas. Isn't that awesome? Mac and cheese, chimichanga. List goes on and on. On the way home from Vegas, we had Burger King and in-flight snacks. See, that's where I just lost all my stuff right there. Is just eating the airplane food. You know you got it bad when you're doing that.
You know, got a long frosty hair on top, round on the bottom. Got your pineapple.
So that's been this day in diet history. Let's move on to 2019 and our recent trip to Maui.
Yeah, you know, aloha has multiple meanings.
Yeah, it can mean hello, goodbye, or suck it.
So, aloha.
Yeah, aloha hard.
So the first thing that I want to recommend that you do, whether you're traveling all across the world or just across town, is to food prep as much as possible. So for this trip, my carry-on bag was packed to the brim. I made a huge batch of the energy bowl, which is available on the website. I made a cauliflower fried rice, sweet potato. I had so much food. TSA flagged us for sure. They looked all through my bag, but they cleared it. Besides, if anybody was trying to take my bag, we'd have been having some problems.
And shut your pie hole and listen to me when I say that I am finished with the checking of the bags conversation.
So many people think you can't bring snacks on a plane, but that's not true. You can bring snacks, prepared food. You just got to watch out for fresh produce and liquids.
You know what? Scrub your little paws off of my bag, okay? It's not like I have a bomb in here. It's not like I want to blow up the plane. Sir!
It was the same thing on the way home. Prepared food for the plane ride home. Packed my bag again. Everything we had left over in the kitchen, we cooked, and we packed everything that we could, and the only thing that we left behind was a couple of cases of water. We had chicken, vegetables, breakfast bowl, potatoes, RX bars, stocked up.
Chicken!
Tip number 2 is to grocery shop if you can. Obviously, this really doesn't work if you're going on a cruise or an all-inclusive, but one of the reasons we chose Maui was because we enjoy going to a place where we have the freedom to prepare our own meals when we want. So we have a full kitchen, a refrigerator, freezer, stove. No matter what my situation is, I need to know that I'm going to have healthy options on hand. So we got off the plane. We immediately hit Costco, which is right around the corner from the airport in Maui. Imagine that. So we did all of our grocery shopping for the trip. It was almost 12 nights. So we stocked up on a whole bunch of stuff, did all of our shopping. Plus, we stayed right down the street from a farmer's market, a grocery store, so we could get whatever we wanted whenever we wanted. I even ordered some stuff on Amazon and had it shipped directly to our room. So it was waiting for us when we got there. That was really cool.
In Hawaii, we have a name for people like you. Garbage.
The next tip I can offer you for vacation is to cook as many meals as you can for yourself on vacation. I know it probably sounds boring, but I don't care if I'm getting on a plane to go across the world or if I'm just driving across town to a family function. I always stay prepared when it comes to food. I have healthy meals as backup and plenty of water. You need accountability for the things you're putting into your body, so the more that you can control that, the better off you're going to be. On this trip, I cooked food every single day. I usually made breakfast, the energy bowl, scrambled eggs, gluten-free pancakes, tons of fresh fruit. We had a blender, so I made protein shakes with kale, fresh fruit and vegetable shakes.
I had waffles. They were delicious.
I like making little houses out of waffles.
You do?
You know, vacation should be a break from your regular routine, but it's not a free pass just to eat crap for a week straight. Eat well as much as possible and save unhealthy meals for the moments where it will truly be memorable. I remember this was actually our second trip to Maui. I remember our first trip, we had an amazing dinner, watched the sunset. We had ahi tuna, steak, and drinks, and I'll never forget that dinner. It was one of the best moments of my life, I think. And, like a sub sandwich and a bag of chips on an airplane, that's not really that memorable. I don't really think that's worth it. My recommendation is to cook meals if you can and make wise choices as much as possible, while still enjoying yourself, of course.
Understand my mood right now? My mood is, can we go to Hawaii now? I'm ready. Can we go on burnt? Ready.
Tip number 4 is to control your portions. And I fight myself with this one all the time. Pick your poison, but try not to overindulge. Instead of eating a half a pizza or a whole pizza, have a slice or two. Easier said than done, but the more you focus your mindset toward restriction, the better you'll do in the long run. Portion control is something I have struggled with for years and still fail at from time to time, but has gotten much easier. And I overate a lot on this trip. Actually, I'll post the meals right up here. I was up over 3,000, 4,000, maybe even 5,000 calories a day, but I didn't care. I was eating a lot of real food, and I was on vacation, man. I mean, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not saying I'm just being a stickler on this vacation. I'm eating all kinds of food, but, I'm eating whole, real food, eating out a little bit here and there, and just enjoying myself.
I'm a person who has feelings, and all I have to do is do what I want to do, and all I want to do is hold on to my bag and not listen to you.
So moving on to tip number 5 is that not every meal on vacation is a cheat meal. Recurring theme here, I know. Treat yourself, but get in as much home-cooked, healthy prepared meals as possible to go along with it. If you completely binge the whole time like I used to, you're going to come back needing a vacation from your vacation. My wife and I, we actually enjoyed some sort of like bad food every single day. I just usually limited it to one meal and surrounded it with other healthy meals so I wouldn't overindulge. We had carrot cake, fresh baked pie, fresh tamales that we got from around the corner. There was a really good pizza joint out there. We had pizza a couple times. We had this stuff called shave ice. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this, but it was way better than I expected it to be. And Google that if you're interested. I mean, that was pretty cool. I had some sushi. We had a Hawaiian dessert called haupia. So we tried a whole bunch of different stuff. Really enjoyed ourselves. It was awesome. So I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just, whatever. Tip number 6 is to get moving as much as possible. Now, I'm not saying you got to sign up for a nearby gym for the time that you're on vacation, but if you can, it's actually not a bad idea. I did make that mistake on our first trip to Maui, though. I put so much pressure on myself to get to the gym and get all my workouts in while we were on vacation, and it got to be kind of a drag. I mean, it was good that I did that, I guess, to a certain extent, but this time, I really just focused on pushing myself extra hard leading up to the trip, and then I used the trip to really unwind and relax and recover from all that activity. If I'm traveling, I do try to get a gym generally. Absolutely. I wish I could on this one. It just didn't work out. But at a minimum, keep a mindset of movement. So take a break from your normal workout routine if you have one, and just do some things. Enjoy your surroundings. Go for walks, rent a bike, go swimming, and do a bunch of body weight stuff. Push-ups, squats, stretches. On this trip, instead of my chest day, I did a push-up challenge where I did something like 300 push-ups. And on my leg day, I did a body weight squat challenge where I did something like 300 body weight squats spread out throughout the day. So I was constantly moving, constantly going for walks, going swimming, getting in the ocean, getting in the sand, connecting with the earth, getting that kind of stuff we don't get here in Michigan. So the key here is to embrace the opportunity to take a break from your normal routine and just do some different things that make you feel good. The seventh thing that I did on this vacation to maintain my health was staying hydrated. Water, water, water. Drink it a lot. Staying hydrated will help keep you from overeating and also keep you feeling energized.
Do you want to feel great and lose some weight? Well, first you got to hydrate.
Hydration is a very simple hack to optimize your health all the time, not just on vacation. So when we got to Maui, we hit that Costco, like I said, and we stocked up on like 10 huge cases of water. So we were never without fresh water to drink, and we actually challenged one another to drink as much as possible every day. A lot of times when I find myself overeating, it's usually because I haven't drank enough. So stay hydrated, and that'll definitely help you stick to your fitness goals on vacation.
Doesn't Woody Harrelson live in Hawaii?
Yeah, that's where all the best weed is.
Really?
Oh,
the best weed?
Oh boy, the holy grail. Tip number 8 is to limit your alcohol intake. I know, what good is a vacation without alcohol? And trust me, I get it. I used to drink every day whether I was on vacation or not. Wes from 5 years ago doesn't even know who I am today. So my vacations used to be centered around alcohol, period. Room was fully stocked with bottles. On that Vegas trip that we talked about a little while ago, I would walk around with little water bottles full of vodka. So I would have, access to a drink anywhere I went at any time. Much different today. I drink maybe once a month, if that, these days, and even that's kind of going down the tubes. Out of our 12 nights in Hawaii, we drank alcohol twice and never got drunk, just had a few drinks. I just really enjoyed myself without the alcohol, That said, we did enjoy some local beers out in Maui while we were there. Shout out to the Maui Brewing Company. They had this nitro brewed coconut hiwa porter, which was fantastic. So that was actually one of the better beers I've ever had. And I love beer. Just so you know, I'm not just like this health fanatic guy. I haven't given it up entirely. I do enjoy my beer from time to time. So I'm human, but I have bigger goals now. It's not part of my life anymore, really. So you just have to figure out what your goals are. Do you want to be sort of healthy and, just drink on the weekends, or you want to try to be, as healthy as you can be and kind of cut it out, and at a certain point when you start gradually taping yourself off of it, kind of just decide that feeling good is way better.
So tonight, I make a toast.
What do you got there?
I might sound like a boring date to take on a vacation, but trust me, I've vacationed on both ends of the spectrum, from being focused on nothing but eating and drinking myself into oblivion to today slowing down, enjoying myself in other ways beyond food and alcohol. I want to feel good on my vacation. I don't want to be tired, lethargic, hungover. I want to fully enjoy my surroundings and remember the great times that I had. That's what it's all about. So that's going to do it for the lifestyle tips while on vacation. Definitely check out the website for this episode over at wise-eats.com/episode 7. And until next time, aloha, mahalo, and make wise choices. aloha, mahalo, and make wise choices. God.